No, it's 6:30, so I think I'll get the meeting going. Everyone see my screen?
Yes.
All right.
Sure.
Welcome in Friday, the 14th of April. It's gonna be another warm one. So, for a code topic, I have work environmentally in an environmentally conscious manner. So don't be littering. If you have a spill or something, get it cleaned up. Contact the right people. Keep your job sites clean. Things like that. Ben, do you have anything else?
Yeah, just take care of where we live.
Hmm.
You got some static coming from somewhere here.
I do.
I hear it on my, and I think it's good now.
All right. So we've had 299 days without a recordable injury. That's really good. Keep it up. Keep being safe out there. We have had only 9 days without a first aid. It was very minor. Dust in the eye had to get washed out. So just watch out for things like that. It's the beginning of the season. It's pretty dry out. You'll have dust around.
So after today, we'll be 300.
Yeah.
We make today.
Monday will be 300.
Okay.
So, yeah. Or tomorrow. Tomorrow will be.
Yep. So that's we didn't make it that high last. I don't remember us making us that high before, so that could be a record.
No, I think the most is like 190 or something like that in the last few years. So,
Good job.
So I have ladder safety as a topic for this week. We're out there, we'll be starting jobs and using ladders more. So, first off, before you pick up a ladder and use it, read all the labels. It'll tell you the load rating, all the these safe ways to use the ladder, and some other safety things as well. Inspect your ladder for damage. If it's got a broken rung, bent rung, it's missing a bolt or a rivet, something like that. Tag it, take it out of service, tag it as defective, and just don't use it until it gets fixed. Before you pick the ladder up, look for overhead hazards. Wires, things like that. You don't want to be striking a wire, breaking it, or something like that with a ladder. I think most of the ladders we use are fiberglass and non-conductive, but still, make sure you look up because you don't want to be, breaking power off a house or something like that. That can cause injury and damage. So, don't risk a fall. Only use properly accessories meant for ladders, levels, jacks, hooks, things like that. You can see in this picture on the right here, a system they make that will allow you to use a ladder on unlevel ground. They have many different things like this. Make sure your surface is stable. Secure or barricade the ladder if people are going to be working around it, if there's any machinery equipment that could bump into it, things like that. you know don't have like this little picture, don't have your buddy just holding the ladder or something like that. Make sure you're on a good surface where the ladder can't slip or fall over. I know a lot of us are, you look up, you're like, oh, I got 2 feet to go. I don't want to go get another ladder. So you can go find a couple cinder blocks or a 6x6 and put the ladder up on that. Well, it can easily, fall off of that and you can fall and get hurt pretty good. Proper use of a ladder. So when setting it up, you should use the 1 to 4 rule. So for every 4 feet of height the ladder goes up, make sure the bottom's out one foot. So if you have a 12-foot ladder, the bottom should be out, 3 feet. It's just a good practice. So when you're sitting on that first rung, you're not extending out too far to reach it, and it's not too close to you. It's that perfect Goldilocks zone where it's comfortable for you. Always use 3 points of contact on the ladder, and keep your body, your center of gravity, belt buckle inside the ladder. Don't be reaching out and reaching out to grab something, or painting or something like that. And finally, step ladder safety. We see a lot of incorrect use with step ladders. Never work from the top step. So that's not a step. That's just made for the hinge point in the ladder to set things once in a while. Never lean a step ladder against the wall. They are making ones you can do this with now, but I don't think we have any of those. So if you don't be leaning step ladders against the wall like a regular ladder. Make sure it's fully open. Don't keep it closed a little bit to get a little more height, things like that. And always face the ladder when working. If you've got to turn to work on something, turn the ladder, not your body. So that's all I really have today. And thanks.
Okay. You hear me okay?
Gotcha.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, it seemed either I have a bad connection or there's somewhere along the whole network a problem. I will bring up the email of the week. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
All right. So I don't have any announcements for this week. But we do have new employees. So we have Sean Brackett. Welcome, Sean. And also a Jerry Raymond. Apparently Jerry's on the concrete crews, concrete division. So welcome both of these guys. Hope to see you around soon. I also have a bunch of, this is the part 2 of the maple sugaring photos. And this is a really cool photo to start things out here. This is collecting sap in the traditional way at the Valley View Farm, shared by Phil Forster. So this is really classic maple sugaring, traditional style. And then there's a picture of Malcolm riding on the collection wagon with his grandfather, I guess. And that's at the Valley View Farm again, shared by Phil. So pretty cool stuff. Oh, I had a problem with that text there, didn't I? And I missed a couple things. A couple things didn't save properly here. So this is Kane Saganowitz, and that was shared by Matt. Can't believe that these didn't change on me. I thought I checked all that. Again, this is the Saganowitz operation here, family operation. It's like a propane setup.
That's cool.
I can't believe all these things get messed up here. This one is the I forget the exact name of the sugar bush, and it was shared by Tanner Coffee. So thank you, Tanner.
Yeah.
And here is Aaron Jaware rebricking at the arch at Pumpkin Hill Maple.
Yeah.
And then Kevin Stedman feeding the arch, and also Bob Bailey feeding the fire. That's what I get for
cool
photos there for the year for sugaring. Is pretty much closed out, obviously. We're into full spring here, aren't we?
Yeah.
So I've got the reminder on the handbook again, And just a reminder, have you picked up your new handbook yet? And check with accounting if you haven't. Ben, do you want to talk about the email or the handbook, I mean, at all, or anything new to cover this week? I think we're planning on having little segments occasionally moving
Yeah.
forward here.
Gina's putting together a document for me, or she has already. I just need to look through it. So next week I'll talk about some of the key changes that we made. What I'm trying to
Hey,
do
good idea.
this week is make sure everyone gets their handbooks. I have some down here in case you come in the office down here and you don't have time to go up front. I do have several here that everyone down here knows where they are. I'll bring a few more down today. It would be really great if people could stop by the front and try and see Melanie. She likes to, she does all of our payroll. You know, every week she works really hard to get all our time and our stuff put into the system. And it'd be really great if people could just say hi, pop your head in at the beginning of the season, so she can put a face with the name and get you your new handbook. And she's the one that's responsible. Right. She's responsible right now to get them all logged in, so that when we get audited, sometimes it's kind of strange. You wouldn't think this, but some of our state contracts require such things as, have you given your employees the handbook? And we say yes, and they say, prove it. So that little receipt
Right.
that we all fill out is actually, it goes in a drawer somewhere, but we actually have to produce this stuff for different the civil rights people in the state of Vermont for the contracts we work in. So it's interesting because everyone thinks, oh, why do they need a receipt? Well, we actually have to prove that we communicate this stuff to our employees as part of the obligations that we have for a lot of our contracts, especially ones that receive federal funding. So that's just a little background info to know. So it is important that we get your handbook to you, but it's also important to have that evidence that we are actually communicating with our employees properly.
Right.
Yep. So
Okay.
little different
All right.
twist, Ken,
Thanks,
but
Ben.
good info.
No, that's all good. So I have a link to the wellness program here. And then for this week's project, we're going to talk about the Stowe swimming hole. And Phil, are you on now?
I am, yep.
All right. Do you want to take over the screen, or you want me to scroll down?
I'll take over.
All right, perfect. I have to give it up, maybe? Nope, it did.
No,
it happened.
I think I grabbed it. Can you see it?
Thank you.
All right,
Wow.
Perfect. Well,
Yep.
Here's a unique little project we had this winter. A couple guys worked on. It was a nice little indoor project. ECI was contacted by Mad River Metals and subsequently hired by the Stowe swimming hole to remove and, after repairs, rebuild a water slide in the children's swimming pool area of the facility. The slide was in a separate wing of the swimming pool and most likely installed prior to the rest of the building being built, which led to some difficulties we had there. Years of chlorine and water exposure had led to significant corrosion of the steel and the concrete footing. And the narrow walkways around the edge of the pool and the sealed windows and the small man doors made access for most lifting equipment difficult. You can see that.
Hey, Phil, I think you can do the zoom button there and kind of increase the image to a larger part of your screen.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe 200% might work.
Oh, hold on. Let me find that sweet spot.
Yeah, 170, 160 I usually use. Yep.
How's that? Good?
It didn't seem to change much, but that's all right.
Oh, now we're... That's still fairly small? Or is that better?
That's not too bad.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So that's the slide and the columns that were kind of in the way. And here's the inside of that specialty wing.
Wow.
ECI reached out to United Rentals and was able to secure a Gecko SPD 360 spider crane. It's a 2-ton crane. This completely electric crane had a travel mode footprint of 2'7" by 10'2". And once the adjustable outriggers were extended, had a capacity of 3,900 pounds at a 7-foot radius, all the way to 882 pounds at a 25-foot radius. So fairly capable. The crane made quite quick work of the various slide components that were either too cumbersome or heavy for an individual to handle, with the average steel piece weighing around 800 pounds. So here you can see the guys walking it down the edge of the pool deck. It's very small, fits right through a man door. Just a little bit taller than Nick Peck there. And then once it was set up in the location, you can see they squeezed it right in there. The outriggers extend out into variable different positions to allow you to make sure you're not standing on any drains or anything like that. There it is, all set up inside the pool. They drain the pool, obviously, for us. The SPD 360 small size and weight, about 500 pounds, allowed the crew to 5,000 pounds, allowed the crew to mobilize easily and walk the crane right along the narrow edge of the pool into the drained kids swimming area. Outriggers were adjusted to avoid floor drains and the play structures, and disassembly was underway. So here you can see the guys taking the various slide components apart. Those were stored off to the side. It was just the steel that needed to be repaired. The slide had been repainted previously. See Nick landing the one of the columns on a dolly from the tool crib. Thank you, Elliot.
Bill, what did they refurbish them or replace them? The steel?
They replaced a lot of the corroded footing sections,
Yeah.
and then replaced the steel, and then powder coated them.
The darn chlorine and what it just eats away.
Mhm. Exactly. Yeah, the heavily corroded footings were chipped back to sound concrete, and new concrete was placed. So here you can see kind of what the footings looked like at the base.
Oh,
And out in the swimming area. So that's something you want to have kids playing around near or on. And so we chipped those down. Poured a new footing there. So that's kind of what it looked like afterwards. The slide hazard removed and the steel repairs taking more than a month. The Stowe Swimming Hole was eager to get the pool open for kids, so the site was secured and all the sharp edges were protected in the interim. Upon completion of the repairs and powder coating the steel structure by Mad River Metals, ECI reassembled the slide on its new footings, utilizing the SPD 360 to complete this within just 2 days. So that made the crane made it really fast and easy to put this back together. Cal been working on all the pieces have to be sealed together so they don't lose water as the kids and the water come down them. And the pool remained active. And here are the guys after the slide was complete.
Okay. Good
Hey,
picture of the
Phil.
guys there with their proud project.
Ken, I
Yes.
don't know why Phil didn't show the pictures when the guys all tried it.
Yeah.
I asked
In their
them
bathing
to, but
suits, yeah.
they wouldn't fill the pool fast enough for us.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. That would have been a good picture.
Well, thank you, Phil. That's a pretty cool project. Shows some unique skills that we have as a company, and
Mhm.
great little job.
Yeah.
Good winter job too, or late season, late winter job, right?
Yes, yeah, no, it was perfect. It was heated in
And-
there.
and
nice
pools
warm,
are-
humid.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, and pools are very corrosive environments. I remember when I was down and working as an engineer down in Massachusetts, there was a failure of a roof. I believe it was a concrete roof, which would make a lot of
Wow.
sense. I don't remember if it was precast or cast in place that failed into a YMCA pool.
Jeez.
And I don't think anyone was too seriously injured, but obviously
Wow.
it could have been. And then I didn't end up involved in that one, but the guy who did as an engineer was this guy from Simpson, Gumpertz and Hager, a company we've used for consulting on projects. And this guy became known as like the pool expert because of his first experience there and doing the forensic analysis. So it's pretty
Wow.
cool.
Oh wow.
So this is the Velco substation back in Stowe in 2008. So it's like to always get kind of local pictures from our projects at the same, either region or the same type of work. This is just an area. Obviously, I didn't have any other pool projects to highlight here for the archives, so I just picked an area nearby, and this is on the other side of the river from Route 100, right on the hill. I can't remember the name. Katie, maybe it's Katie Hill. Is that right, Ben? You think?
Yep, it is.
I think it's on Katie Hill over there. Yep.
It's John
So-
Zeno on the right, I think. I can see his beard sticking out.
Yeah, I think it is. It might be August in the other guy. I'm not sure.
Might be.
Yep. August Edlin. All right.
Yep.
Well, good. Thanks. Have a good, safe day out there, everybody. And I'll turn it back over to Austin. You're on mute, Austin.
Everyone
There
have
we
a
go.
good day out there. Reach out to me if you watched in a group setting, and see you later.
Take care. Be safe.